Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her. Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Empty space. Excuse me?
Look! There are a ton of Fatilian Palais Mermoni! Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests.
Of course, of course!
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11...
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to see this. This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I. I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should...
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. Coming...
but I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have... Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because...
And where did he go after leaving? The fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves, unless he pranced right out of the main gate. Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your
all letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the Hold on. The water...
I suppose this is also...
Huh?
Have we entered into the next stage of the
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
All right. Seems like the problem...
Let me guess. We're safe.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet.
Very well. It was...
You made a...
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now?
So what gift must the loser give?
He already has tons of tea and...
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would...
That was... Anyway, you've still got some...
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all...
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the...
I must say, Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed.
What are you trying to...
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me, yet, here you are, relaxing. The prophecies hanging above our necks like a guillotine. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Eve Fontaine will be safe.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on?
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself.
I see. As a god, allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible?
Oh, the emergency response.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts...
The Oratrice? It's just like...
So you also have no idea. If I'm not I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, but even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not...
Yeah, yes, that's exactly...
Of course I will. Although, I must say... Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone. Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra... You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer. Oh, Paimon.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day?
Very well, we'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss child before I must be on my way.
Paimon's coming too!
The teapot. Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter?